Hey Kiara.
Hey Travis.
What are you doing?
I am going to show you guys how to go through your overwintered starter colony.
This box is just resting on top of that bottom story there on its side because we just made it up and we just want the bees to find their entrance there. But this is just a single story 5-frame nuke. First off, you're really careful because this is a migratory lid. One thing that works well is to, when you pry up that side, is to work your hive tool all the way through to the other side of the box, prying up so that none of the frames that are stuck to the bottom of the lid really get jerked up with it. Just a kind of a smooth way to pull your lid off. It being a migratory lid, this overhang here makes it so you can't just put your hive tool from the end prying up each individual frame. You have to go all the way from the side all the way to the other side. And you always want to be checking for the queen. That's what Kiara's doing here. The queen could be on the lid. She typically isn't, but she could be. You can just set that lid to the side, or you could shake the bees off the lid into your production colony. At this point, your deep box should be empty, ready to accept the frames from the 5-frame starter colony. So Kiara pushes those. First off, what we like to do too is look at the 2 outside frames, which are your feed frames. You want to look at both of them and think which one is going to be easier to pull out as far as space goes. Then the one that it kind of seems like it might be a little easier. You push the other 4 frames over to the other side, making enough room to pull that honey frame out. And you pull this frame up really gently. The queen typically isn't on this frame, but in this situation she could very easily be on the honey frame. Pull it very slowly so you don't roll the queen. And Kiara's just assessing a nice feed frame. And there's the queen right there. So she was on that honey frame. So it's really good that Kiara pulled up the frame slowly and gently, straight out of the hive. So now Kiara would transfer that frame into the deep hive body. We recommend organizing a 5-frame nuke in your deep hive body. Pretty much you put the 5-frame nuke in the center. Then we would put one of your frames, one of your combs, or your undrawn foundation just inside, in between the honey frame and your brood frame on both sides. So it would go by a comb, one or 2 combs or foundation, our feed frame, then one of your combs or foundation, then our 3 brood, comb or foundation, a feed frame, then your other comb, and another comb, or a comb and a feeder. And since these are made up with no real room to grow, they're really excited to have the space of your production hive. The one thing with that is you want to look over each frame for cups. Cups with eggs, right there. So there's Kiara just found a cup there, and there's an egg in it. So every cup, you want to kind of scratch it out. You can use your finger or your hive tool. You can see there's an egg in there. You probably can't see from the picture, but there is. So you just want to gouge that out. You want to look over every frame for any cups with eggs. Pretty much any cup in general at this point would be probably a safe bet. Just kind of squish it with your finger or gouge it out. And just want to be careful. You know where the queen is at. Just look over the frame. There we got some drone brood there, so those aren't cups. That's just drone brood on a healthy frame of worker comb. So Kiara is just going to work through the hive here. We don't have a production hive to transfer into it, but at this point you would put that comb into your production hive. So a nice comb with some solid brood and a ring of pollen and honey. So as you can see in the bottom of the bottom bar there's some more cups. You just want to gouge those out. As long as you get all those cups and you get this starter colony into your deep box and give it plenty of space, the swarm impulse should go away. But you always want to be looking for those cups. If you see a cup with an egg, then they're feeling a little crowded. It works well to blow the bees away on the frame, just to kind of make sure you can get a good visual on the whole frame to make sure you don't miss any cups. There's one more there. Cup with an egg is just a real early onset sign of hive preparing for thinking about swarming. If you catch it early like this, they'll give them a bunch of space, they'll forget about it. Another nice feed frame. Typically there's no cups on this frame, but you definitely sometimes there are. That pretty much does it though. We're Bolton Bees. See you, Kiara.
Bye.